What's up, Impact Nation? Welcome to a new episode of the Anthem of Impact Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Jason, as always. Now, we're going over last night's episode of Impact Wrestling from April 5th, 2018. I thought overall the show was actually really good. There was one spot, though. It was obviously right after the amazing video package getting us ready for Aries and Patron for Redemption. Then it went into like just way too many other talking segments for almost too long of a block, and then we got the main event, and it just kind of it's kind of like, oh, like it kind of took you out of that action a little bit. I didn't hate any of the segments, just maybe I don't know. I guess maybe the only thing I would do different, maybe the placement of them, maybe get some of them in earlier. I don't really know. Just that was the only time that I went, oh, this is kind of dragging a little bit. And it was just because the packages were awesome, but it just felt like there was too many of that all blocked together. But anyway, let's get down to the show, spot by spot, or well, not spot by spot, but segment by segment. First of all, I really like the new opening, the new voiceover guy. I think it kind of sets up a whole new tone for the show, and he's got a cool voice, so I really like it. So kudos on that with like the recap opening. I think that was really good. Then we get straight into it, man. Bobby Lashley comes out and calls out Brian Cage. He says he'll make him famous. Wants another shot because everybody comes after him whenever they're first coming into Impact Wrestling. And so he wants to be the one to call Brian Cage out. So Cage comes out. Lashley attacks Cage. They end up having a match. Again, another good match. I think last week's was a little bit better. Love the fact though that they let Cage win with the drill claw. Yeah, the drill claw. His actual finisher. That way, it really cements him as a guy that can really beat Lashley moving forward. So, really cool with this. I'm kind of surprised I was, right off the bat. Excuse me. This episode was also a lot of calling people out type of an episode. Because then we get Allie coming out. She gets on the mic, absolutely kills it. She's amazing. And calls out Su Yung. So, Su Yung comes out. And Allie actually cussed, and I love how Josh and Sanjay made a big deal out of it. I thought that was really cool. Oh my God, she cussed, because it really plays into her, goody two shoes, character that she has, somewhat naive character that she has, and just that was done really well. Su Yung, man, she can throw some really stiff looking strikes. I thought the match overall was really good, told a pretty good story the further along this possible feud that they'll have going, I'm guessing for a while, maybe up to Redemption. At first, Su Yung, or Allie kind of, started off hot because she attacked Su Yung kind of as the bell rang, but Su Yung quickly took control. Then she kind of dominated for a while. Then Allie made a comeback. Then she dominated for a while. Braxton Sutter came out to further that stuff going on. Kind of distracted her. But the first time it didn't work because then she gave her a code breaker. But then she kicked out. Su Yung kicked out of the code breaker. Braxton then distracted her again. While Su Yung this time grabbed the kendo stick, and basically got disqualified. So Allie did end up winning by disqualification. But Su Yung, beat Allie down. Again, just a really good segment, it was a good match, good physical match. The knockouts killing it like always. Then we go straight to a Rosemary promo, again challenging Taya Valkyrie to a Demon's Dance match. Don't know what that's gonna mean. Interested to see that. I'm always up for watching Rosemary and Taya go at it. I think they always have pretty good matches as well. Maybe all this will also end at Redemption with the Red Wedding match that we should have gotten at Bound for Glory. But we'll see. Next we get a backstage segment where basically out of it we get Josh Matthews saying that he's going to face Petey Williams next week. So I can't wait for that match. That should be fun, because you know it's not gonna be probably just like a real serious match. It's gonna be shenanigans ahead. Up next we get. I actually liked this segment. I thought this was actually done very well, because it started off with Cam saying, "Hey Richard, you've got a match next." And I was like, "Oh, okay, whoa, oh my god!" And of course, it ended up being against Cam. But here's the thing: never really a match, because he just basically wanted to get Richard Justice out to the ring so he could belittle him, bully him, make fun of him, fat shame him, that type of stuff. I thought Cam played it up really well. Richard Justice plays, you know, I'm actually a big fan of Richard Justice. I think whenever he's in there, he's there to be, you know, comedic relief, and he does it very well. I think he's very funny. He's got a great look, very funny voice that he can use, and excuse me, and he played off with KM very well in this. But then Fallah Bahh came out to kind of, or then KM attacks Richard Justice, give him a cheap shot. And then Fallah Bahh came out. Then the Cult of Lee came out to help KM, which led to then, of course, Tyrus coming out to just clean house. And then Tyrus had probably one of his best segments on Impact Wrestling. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. I love how he was interactive. He was kind of messing with the kid at ringside, but still talking, you know, shit on KM and then the Cult of Lee. And just, I don't know, I just thought it was really well. Then, of course, next week we will get that 6-man tag match between all 6 of those competitors. Then we get Taiji Ishimori versus Johnny Impact. This match was super fun, man. These two guys, whenever you have two very athletic guys like this, that are also very strong, matches are just fun to watch. Even, there were a couple botches, and even whenever you see those, it's like you just kind of shrug them off. You don't really care about them because the rest of the match is just so much fun. And what they're doing is amazing. I love the mirror spot that they did. So first it happens in one corner, and Taiji Ishimori is going after Impact, but Impact does the jump over the rope, slide under the rope, go back through the rope, come back over, and then basically almost right after they switch to the other one, and as Johnny's going for Ishimori, Ishimori does it. Just thought that was really cool. And you know, basically just anytime Ishimori's in an Impact ring, I'm happy because he is really good. And I really like Taiji Ishimori. But Johnny Impact does get the win after, I thought, a really good, well put together match. Gave it plenty of time. Thumbs up to that. But then after that, Jimmy Jacobs and Congo Kong come out. Johnny goes for the attack first on Congo Kong, but Congo Kong kind of, you know, takes control, kind of dominates for a minute. Then Johnny gets the upper hand, kind of escapes that. While he's in the ring, Congo Kong's out. He does a flying corkscrew over, actually gets Congo Kong on his feet, or off his feet, and you know, stands kind of tall there at the end. So I guess that's gonna be a match coming up. I'm cool with it. Sure, why not? It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. So, and plus that, I guess that means that Congo Kong's gonna kind of get pushed up there into that area of the main event. So that's cool. Always like seeing new faces. Then we get just an amazing, absolutely amazing video hype package to get us ready for Redemption. I just thought it was so amazingly done. The Road to Redemption. Wow, just really, really good. It gave this match and this pay-per-view such a UFC style flavor to it. It makes it feel so important. Both the way Austin and Alberto talk about this match and talk about this title make this title seem super, super important. The fact that Austin has all these other titles from all these other companies, but he's like this dedicated about this specific title, just helps elevate this title. And it's something that Impact needs very badly, to really make their titles seem super important. But I thought that was really good. Then we get the main event of the night, Moose versus Eli Drake. Again, I thought this match was very well put together. It's well done. Both these guys can go in the ring, and it shows. And they just had a really good match. Was it like a barn burner amazing? No, but it was good. And it was entertaining, and that's all you can ask for from these matches. I mean, I'm sure by the time they did this match, it was probably like day 4 or 5, you know, with the 10th, you know, show that they've done in like 4 days. So, you know, you can't ask too much from them. But then all of a sudden, OVE comes out and attacks Moose, because he's friends with Eddie Edwards, which, you know, commentary put over very well. Then Eddie comes out for the save, while everybody's kind of distracted. Eli Drake picks up the kendo stick, and was it a kendo stick or was it a chair? Oh, it was the bat. Duh. Sorry, I had to look at my notes. That's why I have these notes. Anyway, Eli Drake hits Moose with the bat, tries to steal the victory, but Moose kicks out. But then do some more distraction and going back at it. Eli Drake does get Moose in the gravy train. Eli Drake gets the win 1, 2, 3, and now has both cases, the Tag Team Championship case and the World Heavyweight Championship case. Very interesting. Okay, sure. Let's see what happens here. I'm actually pretty excited about this. Obviously, I'm a Eli Drake fan. I'm a Moose fan too, but this should be interesting. Clearly, they're not just shoving Eli Drake away until they need him again for the main event. They're keeping him very active and keeping him booked very well. So, you know, we'll see what happens here. But that was the show. I thought the show was done really, really well, like I said. It was a fun episode. Unfortunately, I saw the numbers today, and it was down almost like 100,000 people. Now, it's WrestleCon weekend. A lot of people just aren't watching it. They were traveling. Once they were there, they were doing things. Maybe they're at Wally Mania. Maybe they're just hitting up Bourbon Street. So I was expecting a letdown. Not this big of a letdown, but I was expecting a letdown. But, you know, we'll see what happens next Thursday night. As far as viewership goes, hopefully it does kind of go back up. Excuse me. But now I want to talk about what happened then last night after Impact went off the air with the Twitch stream. Most of the night, unfortunately, like the way that they wanted, it looks like they have like a GoPro. And they have this harness thing, and Josh Matthews was wearing it pretty much the whole night. And he'd have it on his shoulder. But it just seemed like it would always kind of go crooked. And it's just like, So, like, I noticed myself, like, most of the night my wife was making fun of me because I'm watching it like this. Yeah. Oh, man, my neck's getting all kind of creeped. All right. So, other than that, I thought it was really cool. These things are really just kind of like really interesting. You get a lot of guys that aren't in character. They're just being themselves. You know, it was kind of cool to see, you know, like Josh was always getting stopped. Oh, go talk to like Ken Anderson, talk to Mark Henry, didn't really talk too much, but, you know, acknowledged Big E, you know, and just different stuff like that. It was just kind of cool to see people not acting like their persona on TV. It was kind of a cool, different way of thinking. Absolutely love listening to a bunch of wrestlers talk, because everything is a gimmick. And what I mean by that is, like, this is a gimmick. The GPS that they used was a gimmick. The camera is a gimmick. The way that the road moved is a gimmick. Like, I think it's absolutely hilarious how there's like this whole different language amongst professional wrestlers. And it's really interesting whenever you hear them just talk to each other. Because it would be like Josh was like trying to direct Sanjay how to get to Wale Mania. And, you know, he'd be like, oh, do I need to go here? He's like, yeah, it has a really weird curvy gimmick thing. Like, he's just talking about the way the road turns. I just thought it was funny. Yeah, you know, I just think it was really good. I watched some stuff today whenever I could while I was at work. Like, it was kind of hard once I got into Wale Mania to, like, listen because it was so loud and dark. You weren't really seeing anything. And then, of course, then I hear today, I missed the best part. I fell asleep because I needed to get to bed and get to work. and I fell asleep, I'm guessing right before this happened, because I fell asleep right after they started pouring some wine for each other, and they're sitting in the hotel at the little table, and they had the camera set up across. I guess then later on, this drunk girl comes in and started talking about chief engineer. All of a sudden, I see hashtag chief engineer like all over my Twitter feed. I'm like, what the hell did I miss? And so that was funny. I wish I could have seen that. Saw some of the stuff today. I thought it was really cool seeing them set up WrestleCon. The way, again, they're talking to different people. Vicky Guerrero, Jerry Lynn, Colt Cabana, it's just all like Caleb Conley. They're talking to all these guys, and again, they're out of character. They're just kind of there. Right before I started recording this, whenever I got home, I just happened to flip on to kind of see what was going on. Rosemary now has it. She's staying in character. Looked like Allie was staying in character. Sienna was staying in character. That was also very fun and kind of cool to see them interact like outside, the wrestling ring and arena, and they're out in the everyday thing, and like Rosemary's saying how Allie's eating Sour Patch Kids, well, that she's eating children, and and I was like, no, I'm not, and she's playing it up absolutely amazingly. Rosemary's doing a great job being Rosemary. I love her dedication to kayfabe, for her staying in character. Absolutely love her dedication, because you don't see it a whole lot anymore. So I love that. I cannot wait to see like what they do. I think they need to really utilize this. I think this is starting to be very popular, and I think they need to utilize this in their every month thing. Like, and what I mean by that is, how cool would it be? So you take the idea that they had with the Road to Redemption, right? And then you take what they're doing right now with the live stream. And not all the time, but maybe like utilize that Twitch on days of like their big pay-per-views, Redemption coming up. How cool would it be if for half a day you follow Austin, for half the day you follow Alberto, or half the day you're following, like Eli Drake for whatever he's going to be doing, or whoever else. And I think as a company, they need to make a decision whether it's going to be kayfabe or not. What are we going to see? And I'll use Eli Drake here as an example. Let's say we're going to do this thing for Redemption, and you're going to see what either Eli Drake, well, I guess just overall you would say it's Eli Drake. So what are you going to see, though? Are you going to see Eli Drake, the character, in kayfabe, getting ready for a big pay-per-view fight? So he's training, he's acting like he's Eli Drake, that he goes and does these things. Or do you use this kind of like how we're seeing right now with how they're doing things at WrestleCon and this whole weekend? Do they not do kayfabe? They do real life. So then, even though it's saying like, hey, follow Eli Drake, we're getting Sean Ricker. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he is, kind of going through the day the way he would just as Sean Ricker, getting ready to go perform. You know what I'm saying? I think either one would be really cool, and I think that'd be something that would make Impact Wrestling very, very, very unique and very different than other companies. Either way they went, whether it be them doing it kayfabe storyline, or them just doing it as, hey, I get a break, but people get to come see who I am and what we do as performers on Twitch to get ready for a big show and a big pay-per-view. I think either one would be really cool, and again, like I said, it'd make Impact different. Which is very important, very key, especially in a world where wrestling companies are all getting very popular, and we're just seeing more and more wrestling. What's going to make Impact stick out and be different? And I think that could really be the thing. They're really jumping on this Twitch thing. Even though Wrestle Circus was kind of the ones that did it first, Impact is doing something totally different than that, but utilizing the same platform. And I think they're really ahead of the curve on this Twitch thing with what they fully can do. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say about the Twitch thing. Here at 5:30, if you're watching this before 5:30 Central Time, I don't have a watch on. I don't know why I'm looking at my wrist. If you're watching this video before then, go check out my Twitter at Anthem of Impact. I'm going to be live periscoping, getting ready for the big event tonight. Lucha Underground versus Impact Wrestling. Cannot wait for this. This is going to be so amazing. I'm going to be watching the live stream. I'm going to be having a few adult beverages. I'm going to be cooking up some stuff on the grill. Even though it's really cold here in St. Louis, I do not care. I just got this new girl and I'm dying to use it. So anyway, go check me out over there. Even if it's after, still go check out my Periscope because I'm going to post it to my Twitter account anyway. So you can just watch it from the beginning. Just something different. I'm going to keep talking about the Twitch stuff. So anyway, Impact Nation, until tomorrow whenever I give you my review on this great Twitch event tonight, Impact versus Lucha. Impact Nation, peace and namaste.